You've been there. That moment you realize staying isn't helping you grow, and loving her is starting to feel like you're betraying yourself. So, you finally make that tough call to walk away. Not out of anger, not even out of bitterness, but from a place deep inside that whispers, you deserve better. It's one of the hardest things to do, especially when you've invested emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. Maybe she didn't see your value, or maybe she thought you'd never leave because you always showed up, always stayed, no matter what. And when you walk away, there's this immediate emptiness, not just in your life, but in your identity. You're used to being there, to fighting, to hoping, and suddenly, you're not. That space feels foreign. And then come the questions, loud and relentless. What's she thinking right now? Is she even affected? Does she feel a void, or is she relieved? Does she regret it even a little? You imagine her scrolling her phone like nothing happened, laughing with her friends, moving on while you're still piecing yourself together. That hurts. Because when you walk away from someone you once cared for deeply, it's not just about the relationship ending. It's about mourning a version of yourself that believed it could still work. But even in that pain, there's a quiet strength building. Because walking away is not weakness. It's you taking a stand for your worth. It's the first brave step toward healing. And even if she doesn't say it, even if you never hear it from her, there's a shift happening on both sides. You're not chasing anymore. You're reclaiming your peace. And in that silence, something powerful begins to take root. Clarity. A sense that maybe, just maybe, letting go is how you finally find yourself again. As the days pass after you've walked away, something begins to change, not just in her world, but in yours too. At first, everything might feel quiet, almost too quiet. You're not reaching out, you're not checking in, and she's likely not expecting that. See, people often believe that if you've been consistent, always the one to care more, you'll come back eventually. That expectation is what comforts them at the beginning, but when that doesn't happen, it throws them off balance. The silence becomes louder than any words you could have spoken. She might still be holding onto the idea that you're just going through a phase, that you'll eventually realize you need her, but days turn to weeks, and the reality begins to settle in. You're not coming back, and that's when the real shift begins. She may not show it openly, but inside, questions start swirling. Was I wrong? Did I take him for granted? Was he more valuable than I thought? It's in your continued absence that she begins to truly feel the impact of your presence. Because when someone is always there, it's easy to overlook them. It's when they're gone that you start to understand their weight. She might casually check your profile, ask mutual friends about you, or just linger on old memories. That's not coincidence, it's a response to the growing realization that what she thought would stay has left. Meanwhile, on your side, the fog starts to clear. You stop romanticizing the past and begin seeing things for what they were. Her charm no longer outweighs the pain. You start to breathe easier, stand taller, and what hurts less and less each day is slowly replaced by strength. You're no longer tied to what ifs. You're starting to understand the freedom in walking away from what no longer serves you. There comes a moment in this journey where something inside you starts to shift. It's not instant, but it's powerful. You begin to realize that walking away wasn't the end, it was the beginning. At first, you might have felt broke, uncertain, maybe even defeated. But slowly, that pain turns into fuel. You stop obsessing over whether she's thinking about you and start focusing on yourself. You hit the gym, not just to look better, but to feel stronger. You dive into your work, your goals, your passions, things you once put on the back burner, trying to keep a relationship alive. and something remarkable happens. You begin to thrive. It's not about revenge, and it's not about showing her what she lost. It's about reclaiming your life and finding a rhythm that's yours alone. You laugh more, you sleep better, your confidence returns, and it's no longer tied to her opinion or her attention. People start noticing a change in you, an energy that's magnetic, grounded, and authentic. And while you're building yourself back up, she may be watching. Maybe she sees your posts or hears about your progress through mutual friends. Maybe she even starts to reach out, casually, like nothing ever happened. But it's different now. You're not the same man she walked away from, or that you walked away from trying to please. You've grown. You've evolved. And here's the twist. Your growth, your glow up, your peace, it's not about her anymore. It's about you stepping into your own potential. She might be surprised, even regretful, but that's not your concern now. You're not doing this for a reaction. You're doing it because for the first time in a long time, you're choosing you. And that's the most powerful thing you can do, not just to heal, but to rise. When you finally walk away and stay away, something incredible happens. You begin to take back your power. It doesn't always feel like strength at first. Initially, it might feel like silence, like space you don't know how to fill. But that silence is where your power lives. Before, your energy was constantly directed outward toward her, the relationship, fixing things, proving your worth. It drained you. You might not have even realized how much of yourself you were giving away until you stopped. When you walk away, that energy stops bleeding out. It begins to return to its source. That's when the shift occurs. You start saying no without guilt. Start placing your attention where it's appreciated, not just where it's wanted. She might feel that shift before you fully do. Suddenly, the dynamic is no longer on her terms. You're no longer waiting on replies, no longer checking your phone hoping for a sign. That stillness, that strength, that unsettles people who were used to your emotional availability. But you're not withholding to punish. You're protecting your peace, and that peace becomes a priority. Your mental clarity sharpens. You realize that your love, time, and effort are currencies. Not everyone deserves to spend them. You start building boundaries, and those boundaries build a version of you that's no longer dependent on someone else's attention to feel valuable. The power she once felt from knowing you'd always be there is gone, and in its place is your self-worth, standing firm. You don't need to chase closure anymore because you've closed the chapter yourself. That's the beauty of taking your power back. It doesn't require noise. It's quiet, it's steady, and it's yours. And once you feel it, once you own it, you won't settle for anything less than mutual respect ever again. Eventually, you start to notice something that catches you off guard. She's watching. Maybe she never says it outright, but the signs are there. She starts liking your posts again, watching your stories, maybe even following you back if she had unfollowed. At first, it might seem like a coincidence, but over time, the pattern becomes clear. She's checking in digitally, silently. And why? Because people are naturally drawn to what they once had, but didn't fully value. It's called curiosity, mixed with regret. She sees you living your life, smiling, evolving, doing things she never imagined you'd do without her, and it sparks something inside her. Maybe it's confusion, maybe it's jealousy, or maybe it's just a realization that you were never dependent, you were just loyal. Your growth stands as living proof that you didn't fall apart without her. And in a world where so many seek validation from others, seeing someone thrive on their own hits differently. It makes people question themselves. She might scroll through your feed late at night, linger on a picture a little too long, or randomly comment after weeks of silence. It's not just about missing you, it's about confronting the fact that someone she thought would chase has outgrown the need to. And here's the thing, you'll feel tempted to respond, to reopen that door. But now, you understand the power of restraint. You're not here to impress or to be noticed, you're here to live fully, unapologetically. If she's watching, let her, but don't dim your light for her to see it better. Shine for you, grow for you. Post what brings you joy, not what might provoke her. The attention may come back around, but by then, you'll have reached a place where you no longer need it, because you've already validated yourself.